Hi, my name is Arleen Aguasvivas, and I'm a producer-editor at NBC News NOW. Welcome to NBCU Academy. Today, we're going to talk about some common lingo you might hear around the NBC newsroom. First, let's start with the rundown. The rundown is basically a roadmap for a news broadcast. It outlines every script and element that will be used on air in a show in chronological order. When talking about the rundown, you might also hear people refer to the script as copy. A couple examples of some elements you might encounter are:
tonight, the severe weather as we come on the air from coast to coast, a triple threat of storms.
Cold opens, the scripted video sequence at the very beginning of a show, previewing some of the stories covered in the show. There are also anchor voiceovers, or anchor VOs.
Indoor meet and greets between Disney characters and guests will return this November.
That's where an anchor narrates a news story while a video of the story is playing on screen. Then there are guest segments.
Here helping us out, best-selling author Isaac Fitzgerald, his latest...
where guests are interviewed by an anchor or a host. Within the guest segment, the actual conversation between the guest and the anchor is called crosstalk. And then you also have cut spots, or packages.
Here's NBC News correspondent Miguel Almaguer.
Tonight, the massive spill.
A package is a pre-recorded, pre-produced news story, usually presented by a correspondent. Each package begins with a slate, a full-screen graphic that only comes up for a couple of frames for only the control room to see with some valuable information. On the slate, you'll see a number of things like the slug, which is a newsroom term for the story title, TRT, which stands for total running time, pretty much how long the package is from beginning to end, and out cue, which are the final 3 or 4 words of the package. The out cue helps signal to the anchor and control room when the package is about to end, so they can be ready for the next element in the rundown.
And should have been stocked hours earlier.
All right, Miguel Almaguer joins us live from Huntington Beach, California.
Within a package, you have even more elements. For example, there's the track.
The mayhem over masks has been happening for weeks,
which is the recording of a reporter's narration. If the audience sees a reporter on screen talking to camera during the package, that's called a reporter stand-up. Then there's also B-roll, which is a video used to illustrate a story. If you piece different clips together, you have what's called a sequence. Other clips you may have are NATs, which is short for natural sound. Natural sound refers to ambient sound from the video. For example, it might be an ambulance's siren, protesters chanting, or rain from a storm. Then there's also a SOT, which stands for sound on tape. That's just another word for soundbite, like this.
I believe that everyone has the power to create a certain amount of change in their own way.
If you get multiple sound bites from different people on location, that's called MOS, or man on the street interview. Oftentimes, when there's a package in the rundown, the reporter fronting the package bookends it with what's called a top and tail, or a top and tag. The top is used to introduce the package, and a tail or a tag is used to close out the package. When wrapping the package, a reporter might include any editorial information that did not make it into the package, or any breaking news or upcoming events relating to the story. And then a sig out, where the reporter gives their name and their news outlet or location.
Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Gwinnett County, Georgia.
Further down the rundown, there are also teases.
And coming up, it was a big night last night for Democrats in Boston.
A tease usually goes right before a commercial break and promotes stories that are coming up later in the broadcast, keeping viewers tuned in. When it comes to non-video elements in the rundown, you can have stills or still images, like photographs, or you can have graphics, which are sometimes abbreviated as GFX in the script or rundown. You can have graphics that take up the full screen, or graphics that only take up half the screen. Then there are also chyrons, like this. Chyrons are words on screen that help identify speakers, locations, or story topics. They are usually positioned at the lower third or upper third of the screen. I hope you learned a couple of new terms that will be useful in the newsroom today. For NBCU Academy, I'm Arleen Aguasvivas. Thanks for watching.